Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Vinyasa. For class today, we'll be using a strap, a blanket, and a bolster. Let's get started laying back, finding a comfortable spot, perhaps bending the knees if that's your preference, and walking the feet wide, or just stretching the legs out. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you, open up the front of the body, open up the palms towards the ceiling. And then start to relax the body, peeling back the layers of tension, bit by bit, encouraging yourself to settle heavily on the ground, allowing the ground beneath you to support you. Checking in with any thoughts that are running through your consciousness, perhaps noticing your energy, your mood, and then wiping that slate clean, allowing yourself to be open to whatever the next hour brings. You may notice that the breath is already starting to deepen. You can encourage this deepening by directing the breath in down to the belly. The belly expands, balloons out, and then we slow down the exhalation. Take these several next breaths to find your pace, your rhythm. I will share a reading from the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And this one is called Grace Comes to the Wave. It starts with a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh. Enlightenment for a wave is the moment the wave realizes that it is water. At that moment, all fear of death disappears. Much like the life of ordinary waves, we as human beings are gathered in our passion out of a larger home, that sea of infinite spirit, and propelled from an unfathomable depth. We mount and curl and crest and spray, only to subside back into that from which we come. Profoundly, grace comes to the wave when it realizes what it is made of. Since it has risen from the very same water into which it will crash, its fear of ending is somehow lessened, for it is already a part of where it is going. Can it be that you and I, like simple waves, experience such enlightenment the instant we realize that we are all made of the same water? Can truly knowing this, the way that waves know wind, lessen our fear of death? I think I experienced something like this while healing from my rib surgery. I was broken of all difference, dashed of all the ways I could distinguish myself from others. In this tired and dizzied state, I could see that we were all made of the same stuff, and that life before me and after me is probably no different than the lights and shadows flickering off my cells right now. Like the wave, aware that it is water, I realized briefly that my skin is a very thin boundary, and that wherever I am going is the same as where I am. As a human being now aware of this larger sea of spirit, my fear of death has lessened, though even as I write this, I don't want to die. I think now that the other way to read all this is to say that enlightenment is the moment we realize that we are made of love. At that moment, all fear of living disappears. For grace comes to the heart when it realizes what it is made of and what it has risen from. In that moment, grace comforts us that no matter the joy or pain along the way, we are already a part of where we are going. Enlightenment for a heart on earth is the moment we accept that it is the loving that makes waves of us all, again and again and again. Noticing the wave like pattern of the breath here, rising and falling, only to rise again. The ebb and the flow. Slowly bending the knees now. We're going to walk the feet right to the edge of the mat, letting the knees fall together, and perhaps taking the arms slightly further away from the body. Keep the shoulder blades tucked underneath you so you feel that opening through the front of the body. And then we'll start to add our movement. Windshield wipers from side to side. Moving slowly, gradually adding depth to the range of motion. And on the next movement to the right, let both legs fall to that side. Gently press them down to the ground. And then place your right foot over the left knee, deepening the stretch even further. And releasing the foot to the mat. Bring the knees to center. Make sure the feet are still wide, adjusting if you need to. And then bring the legs over to the left. Gently press them down. And then place the left foot over the right knee. And bring the foot back to the mat. And then a few more windshield wipers. Pausing in the center, walking the feet in slightly. And then bring the right knee to the body. Lift your head off the ground. Bring your forehead to the knee. And then release the head back down. Let's circle the ankle. And the other way. Pause here, lift your head up again, bring forehead to the knee, and then out of curiosity, see if you can grab your foot. Pulling nice and close. And then let's cross the ankle over the other thigh here. We're going to lift up that left foot, grab hold of the thigh. So you can either interlace your fingers behind the thigh, you can use a strap here if you want to. Slowing down the breath a little bit to allow the stretch to take hold. And then release. Place the right foot back to the mat and then draw the left knee in. Lift your head off the ground, bring your forehead to your knee. Let your head come back down and circle the left ankle. And the other way. Let the foot be still. Lift your head off the ground again. See if maybe you can grab your foot. Don't worry about it if you can't. And then let's cross the left ankle over the right thigh. Grab hold of that right leg, maybe using a strap if you need to. Slow the breath. And let's release from the stretch, uncrossing the legs, rolling to one side, and then slowly making your way up, finding tabletop. And then moving right into cat and cow. So first establish your posture here. Make sure you're feeling strong and connected. And then inhale, lift the gaze, lift the tail. Exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, rounding the spine. Keep going at your own pace. Try to be mindful about every movement here. Oftentimes with these movements that are so familiar to us that we do over and over again, we tend to rush through or not really think about what's happening in the body. So try to stay connected here. And let's do one more of each. And then come back to your neutral spine. From here, we're going to extend the right arm and left leg. Hold here. And again, think about your body here. Are you collapsing down? Can you lift yourself up a little bit? Be a little bit stronger. Come back to center. And then switch, mindfully extending the left arm and right leg. Pressing yourself away from the ground. Beautiful. Bring just the left hand down to the mat. Keep that right leg extended. And then keeping the leg straight, bring your toes down to the mat. Look over your right shoulder. Nice little side stretch here. And then come back to center. Take your right hand to your right hip. Get yourself lined up and balanced here. Extend the arm. And then perhaps start to lift the leg up. Beautiful. Hand comes to the hip. Foot comes back to the mat. We're back in tabletop. Lift up just the left leg. Reach back. And keeping that leg straight, bring your toes down to the mat. And then look over your left shoulder toward that foot. And then come back to center. Hand to the hip, opening up to the left side. So if you're not balanced here, take a moment to find your balance. And then extend the arm. And then maybe lift the leg. Now this could be just an inch off the ground, or you could even just balance on the big toe, or you could try to bring that leg up to the height of your hip. Hand comes to the hip, foot comes to the mat. From here, we're taking our knees wide, bringing our toes, big toes together, and then slowly sitting back over the heels. So really thinking about dropping your bottom down over the heels, and then release your upper body to the mat. Beautiful. With a breath in, lifting yourself away from the ground, finding your tabletop, taking the hands a little bit wider, and then tuck your toes, lift to downward facing dog. If you feel like your hands and feet are too close together, step back a little bit. Soften the knees, reach your hips back. And then straighten the legs and start to walk the feet on the spot. Let the feet be still again. Looking to the top of the mat, take a breath in and exhale. Begin to walk to the front of the mat. And here we find ourselves in a forward fold. Knees can soften a bit if that works for you. And then hands on the shins. Inhale, lift about halfway up. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, come all the way up. Stretch the arms overhead. Interlace here. Let's find a little side bend. And the other way. And back to the center. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Hands on the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back, hands on shins. Exhale and fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Staying in your fold here, you're going to bend the knees. Lift your chest a little bit, so you're going to feel like your belly is resting over your thighs. And then reach your hands back behind you. Palms facing inward. Beautiful. Draw the belly button in, and then with a breath in, take the arms out in front. Chair pose. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. Relax the jaw. Relax the breath. Inhale, exhale, fold. Hands to the shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands at heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees. Lift the chest a little bit so you can just rest on the tips of your fingers. Bend the knees generously. Draw the belly button in, and then reach the hands back behind you. Kind of reminds me of that Olympic event, racing downhill. Yeah. And inhale, take the arms up and in front. Chair pose. Keep breathing. One more breath in. Exhale, fold. Hands on the shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Palms together. And exhale. And repeat one more time. Let's take a breath here, though. That's not an easy sequence. All right, inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Pausing here, bend the knees generously. Lift the chest slightly, reach your arms back behind you. And then with a breath in, take them forward. Inhale, exhale and fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up. Interlace your fingers overhead. Find a side bend. And the other way. And back to the center. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to shift our weight to the left foot, and we're going to bring the right knee up. And from here, we're going to move into warrior three. So you're going to start to reach that leg back behind you as you reach your upper body forward, and then stretch the arms either straight out in front or out to the sides like an airplane. With a breath in, come all the way up. Take that knee out in front again. And all the way down. Hands to the hips. Left knee up. When you're ready, start to bring the body forward. Leg kicks back. And then find a spot for your arms that will assist you in balancing here. Beautiful. Come all the way back up. Take that knee out front again. And all the way down. Beautiful. Let's inhale the arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Index finger pointing up. Little tippy toe balance. And lower the heels. Take a breath in. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Let's step the right foot back. We're going to find a lunging pose. Make sure your feet are not on a tightrope. Keep the left knee over the left ankle. Press down through that left foot. And then with a breath in, start to rise up. Hands can be at the hips or arms moving overhead. Crescent pose. If you want, add a little back bend. So you're going to reach your thumbs back, lifting the chest. Take a breath in. Exhale. Slowly lower the hands down. With a breath in, right arm slowly opens up to the side. Inhale here. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, left arm up. And inhale here. Exhale, all the way down. Now, pushing off the back foot, either take a few hopping steps or one big hop, and you're back at the top of the mat. Hands on shins. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale all the way up. And tippy toe balance. And lower the heels. Take one more big breath in. Exhale, fold. Left foot steps back. Again, you don't want to be on a tightrope. Find your balance, press down through that right foot, and then with either hands at hips or reaching out in front of you, you're going to stand all the way up. Maybe adding a little back bend, reaching the thumbs back, lifting the chest. Take a breath here. Exhale, lowering down. Take your time here. You don't have to work exactly in sync with me. With the breath in, take the left arm up. Inhale, and then exhale to bring it down. And then inhale, right arm up. One more breath here. Exhale. From here, we're stepping back to down dog. Once you get there, make your adjustments. Maybe start to walk the feet. And then let the feet be still. And from here, with a breath in, you're going to float forward into plank pose. 2 more breaths here. And then let your knees come down. And And then slowly lower your body down. Beautiful. All right, let's do some quad stretches here, hip flexor stretches. Reach back, grab your right foot, draw the heel toward the buttock. Now you can use your left arm to kind of lift yourself up a little bit if this is really difficult for you. And once you get a hold of that foot, you're going to start to release the front of the hip down to the mat. So it'll naturally, unless you have really stretchy hip flexors, the front of your hip will naturally lift away from the ground. So we want to release it down to deepen the stretch. Awesome. Let that foot go. Switch to the other side. Again, if you want to lift your upper body up a little bit at first to make it easier to hold on to that foot, you can. Then eventually you want to come down. You want to start to press the front of the left hip down towards the mat. So not very forcefully, but just being aware that it's lifting up and encouraging it to soften. And let's release. And we're going to stretch the arms out straight out in front of us. And then lift up the right arm and the left leg just a couple of inches off the ground. And switch, lifting left arm, right leg. And switch. And switch. And switch. One more, right arm, left leg. And switch, one last left arm, right leg. Beautiful. Hands come under the shoulders now. We're going to tuck the elbows into the sides of the body. Reach your shoulder blades down your back to release the shoulders from the ears. And then with the breath in, trying to use the muscles of the back, not just the hands. With a breath in, lifting to cobra, however high or low you want to. Hold here, take a breath. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Use the muscles of the back. Take a breath as you hold. And exhale to release. Inhale, lift again. Maybe even see if you can lift your hands off the mat for a moment. Put them back down. One more breath in. Exhale down. And then press yourself up to tabletop. And then all the way back into a little mini child's pose. We don't have to widen the knees. We're just targeting the low back for a bit of a stretch. All right, from here, we're going to walk our hands into our knees. So we're going to be using our strap and we're going to be sitting in hero pose. So if this is not comfortable for you to sit just directly on the mat, you can try tucking a blanket behind your legs and sitting on that. It might even kind of lift your kneecaps away from the mat a little bit more. You can even sit straddling your bolster, like so. Knees will be much wider, or you can just sit on a bolster if you can't be down on your knees.
I can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, so if it hurts, don't do it. All right, so we're going to grab our strap. We're going to place it over the right shoulder. And then you're going to reach your right arm up. Really reach up. Find some length here. And then bend the elbow. Grab hold of the strap. Take the other arm out to the side. Reach out. Reach back. And then grab the strap. Once you get a hold of the strap, you're going to try your best to bring your elbow up. So your right elbow up. And then you're just walking your fingertips toward each other until you can't go any further, but not going to the point of pain, but you definitely want to feel a strong stretch here. It doesn't take much for most of us. Try to sit tall, chest lifted. If it helps you to close your eyes, you can do that. Gently start to pull up on the strap. See if you can get that hand a little bit higher up the back. And then release. Let your arms naturally and slowly unwind. Don't shake them out. Just let them hang. So we're going to do the same on the other side. If your knees are not happy right now, you can just sit cross-legged or sit on a bolster. Let's take the strap to the other side. Left arm reaches up. And then bend the elbow, grab a piece of the strap. Right arm out to the side. And then back behind you and grabbing the other end. So take your elbow up. Then walk the fingertips toward each other. Gently pull up on the strap, taking that bottom hand up just a fraction higher. And then release. Let your arms naturally fall down to your sides. All right. Keep hold of your strap, make your way onto your back. So here we're going to start with knees to the chest. Maybe rocking side to side if that feels good to you. Perfect. Lift your head off the ground, bring your forehead to your knees. Maybe see if you can grab hold of your feet, the outer borders of the feet. And then release. Grab your strap, loop it around your right foot, and extend that leg straight up toward the ceiling with a soft bend in the knee, and the left leg stretches down to the mat. So we want to feel almost opposing movements here. Left leg pressing down, right leg moving away from the ground. Once you find the edge of your stretch, hold there. Encourage your whole body to relax here. Notice what has tightened up as you are bringing that leg toward you, and try to soften that. And soften the breath as well. Pull that leg in just a little bit closer. Keep pressing the other leg down. And then we take both ends of the strap into the right hand. Make sure the knee is bent a little bit. And you're going to take that leg to the outside, stretching the inner thigh. Left hand can help to keep the pelvis stable here. And we don't want to roll too much to the right. If you want to, start to straighten out that leg. Just be mindful that this will increase the stretch quite a bit. And let's bring that leg back to the center. Strap into your left hand. Right arm stretches out to the side. We're going to take the leg across the body, mindfully moving into a twist, keeping tension on the leg so we still get a hip stretch. Reach that right arm out to the side, maybe even turning your head to the right here. And then notice what's happened in the right side of the waist. So common for the ribs and the hip to come together. We want a little bit of space there. And we'll take a breath in, exhale, all the way back. Release the foot from the strap. And then bend the left knee. We're going to cross the ankle over the thigh, coming back to our reclining pigeon. Grab hold of that left thigh, pull the legs in. Notice if you feel perhaps a tiny bit looser than when we did this at the start of class. Let's release. Bring the foot down to the mat and then grab the outer border of the right foot, finding your half happy baby pose. Knee to the outside of the armpit, trying to release the knee so it's level with your shoulder. And let's release. Find a big full body stretch here. And then grab your strap and grab that left foot, stretching left leg up, soft bend in the knee, right leg stretches down to the mat, and we've got that opposing movement. Right foot and leg pressing down, left leg rising up. Take a moment to relax your body. Make sure you're not scrunching up your face or clenching your jaw here. And then soften the breath. Maybe pulling that leg in a little bit closer, maybe softening the knee a tiny bit more. And then take both ends of the strap into your left hand, slowly guiding that leg to the outside while the right hand stabilizes the pelvis. And then if you want to, you can gradually begin to straighten out the leg, just being mindful about how much that increases the stretch here. All right, let's guide that leg back in. Take hold of the strap with the other hand, slowly guiding the leg across the body while you stretch your left arm out, maybe turning the head to the left. Checking in with that waistline, make sure it's not contracted, and let yourself soften into this shape. Big breath in and exhale. Guide that leg back to the center. Release the foot from the strap. And then bend the right knee, cross the ankle over the thigh, grab hold of that right leg. Reclining pigeon. And let's release. Bring the right foot to the ground and then grab hold of the outer border of your left foot. Half happy baby. And then release. Let's find a big full body stretch. And drawing knees to the chest. One more big hug for the body, rocking side to side. And now it's time for Shavasana. So put on your extra layers, grab your bolster, grab your blanket, make yourself a cozy little nest. On our washcloths today, we have Cheer Blend on this gloomy day. So this is a blend of wild orange, clove, star anise, lemon, nutmeg, vanilla, ginger, and cinnamon. It does give off a little bit of the holiday vibe, but it's really great at kind of lifting the spirits, bringing some cheerfulness to the soul. And we begin the process of connecting to the wave of the breath, connecting to our physical body first, the part that always seems to call for our attention. It's the easiest thing to connect to at the beginning. So feeling the weight of your body on the ground, feeling the contact your body makes with the earth, and then encouraging the back of the body to soften completely. becoming weightless, releasing all tension. And then taking a moment to connect to the thoughts that are running through your consciousness and letting yourself detach, letting the thoughts float by without getting pulled into that internal dialogue, and then starting to connect to the breath. The breath rides in on a wave down into the belly and leaves on a wave, allowing us to release more and more tension. Encourage yourself for the next several minutes to enjoy the sensation of simply listening and watching the natural rhythm of your breath. Starting now to bring some awareness to the body, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. And then making your way onto your right side to rest. And now coming up to a seated position, closing the eyes once you get there. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart, bowing our heads in gratitude for this day and for the many blessings in our life. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. Have a great day. See you next time.